Over the past 3 years, the Chanakya Defence Dialogues has evolved into one of India's most credible, inclusive, and intellectually vibrant platforms on strategic affairs, uniting military leadership, scholars, industry, policymakers, scientists, innovators, and youth in a shared mission of advancing India's strategic thought and national purpose. Our journey began in 2023 with the theme Collaborating for Enduring Peace and Security, aligned with the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. The 2024 edition deepened this trajectory with drivers in nation building, fueling growth through comprehensive security, reaffirming that security and development are symbiotic. This year's theme, Reform to Transform, Shashakt, Surakshit or Viksit Bharat, anchors the Indian Army's decade of transformation. We were honored by the presence of the Honorable President of India, who presided as the chief guest, and the Honorable Raksha Mantri, whose participation reaffirmed that India's march towards comprehensive national power is systemic, sustained, and strategic. The commissioning of the Indian Army-led initiatives, solar component of Chushul Green Hydrogen Project, the launch of Ekam AI, and Prakshepan, military climatology app as part of Digitization 3.0 by the Honorable Raksha Mantri, further underscores our collective commitment to sustainable innovation and cutting-edge transformation. A defining milestone this year has been the first ever Youth Leaders Forum, held on 31st October 2025, to commemorate Rashtriya Ekta Divas and the 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, with participation from students, cadets, young researchers, and school children, and live streamed to IITs, universities, paramilitary academies, and formation headquarters. Over 9,000 young citizens joined this national conversation. Building on the fireside chat with the Chief of the Army Staff during the curtain raiser on 17th November, set the tone for further proceedings. Shri Rajiv Chandrasekhar highlighted the growing centrality of trusted digital ecosystems to national security. Backing the theme, a focused panel on Atmanirbharta in defense underscored the need for indigenous design, dual-use technologies, supply chains resilience, and deeper collaboration across the ecosystem. The curtain raiser was received with a lot of appreciation and marks a shift towards whole-of-public approach for national security. The widening of our strategic constituency is essential and timely because the global order itself is undergoing profound changes where great power competition is intensifying, grey zone conflicts are expanding, cyber, space, AI, quantum, and hypersonics are reshaping warfare, and narratives and influence operations are competing as fiercely as conventional forces. Navigating these complexities, this dialogue provided a consistent insight into how Atmanirbharta in critical technologies is no longer aspirational, but it is indispensable. It was against the backdrop of global flux that Day One offered strategic clarity, coherence, and direction. In her inaugural address, the Honorable President placed India's civilizational ethos of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam at the heart of national strategy. She also underlined that reform and transformation are the key drivers of India's strategic autonomy. The keynote address by the Chief of the Army Staff underpinned India's role in shaping global security under the vision of 3 S's: Samman, Samvad, Sahyog, Shanti, and Samriddhi. He also outlined 4 sets of springboards for reform to transform: self-reliance, accelerated innovations, adaptation, and military-civil fusion. Shri B.V.R. Subramaniam highlighted 7 transitions affecting nations globally: demography, economy, trade, geopolitics, technology, climate, and culture. The Defense Secretary, Shri R.K. Singh, emphasized breaking silos amongst all stakeholders for exercising comprehensive national power as part of whole-of-nation approach. Professor K. Vijayaraghavan illuminated how quantum breakthroughs and frontier technologies will redefine global hierarchies. He underscored the importance of long-term efforts in research and development and proposed a 3-step horizon roadmap for compressing timelines from concept to capabilities. These reflections set the stage for 3 incisive panel discussions on the first day of the Chanakya Defense Dialogue. The panel on Ops Sindoor reiterated the 3 crucial aspects of strategic grammar, strategic clarity, and strategic autonomy. It also deliberated on various definitions of terrorism worldwide and the divergent views of linking terror groups with nation states on global platforms. The second session on changing status quo highlighted India's transformative journey from dependency on defense imports to record defense production and exports. While discussing the need to redesign our processes and ecosystem, the debate on indigenization vis-a-vis innovation was particularly interesting. Section 3 discussed civil-military fusion as a strategy to integrate civilian and military resources for national security, emphasizing dual-use technology, agile procurement, and innovations in defense. One of the key highlights was that as a nation, we must focus less on fusion and more on practical integration, aligned incentives, imagination, and faster adoption. Otherwise, CMF will remain a slogan rather than a capability. Day one concluded with a powerful address by the Chief of Defense Staff, highlighting that geography, once the anchor of strategy, is being diluted by technology. 4 trends that will shape future warfare were also identified: clarity, robotics and automation, battlefield transparency, and geopolitics. These trends are converging to produce a complex, fast-moving, ambiguous battle space. Therefore, we must anticipate, adapt, and generate asymmetric capabilities to prevail. This momentum carried seamlessly into day 2, which pivoted from strategic framing into institutional innovation and technological roadmap. The Honorable Raksha Mantri grounded his address in India's civilization wisdom of peace, prosperity, and inclusivity. He highlighted the need to harmonize defense transformation with national strength and development, guided by strategic autonomy and national character resilience, one rooted in its ability to recover, reorganize, and rise. Continuing the conversation on resilience, Ambassador Venkatesh Verma, in his address, defined India's resilience as the product of strategic autonomy and gross and net power. India needs to consolidate national will in the era of power asymmetry in the future of geopolitical space, when Chinese assertions are on the rise and collective West is on the decline. Ambassador Pankaj Saran reminded us that while technology is reshaping the modern warfare, human mind and ingenuity will remain central in application and usage of technology in the battlefield. The practical propositions of vigilance, tech integration, and R&D are the only way ahead to outpace our adversaries. Tools like AI, psychological operations, supply chain weaponization, and space technology have become battlefield equalizers. These probabilistic models of AI have disrupted the cognitive domain, and cyber warfare is shaping the battlefield. These challenges reaffirm the importance of building cognitive resilience, cyber preparedness, and international cooperation for peace and security. Raksha Vivartan focused on a forward-leaning, multidisciplinary roadmap that places agility, integration, and narrative supremacy at the core of India's defense transformation.